father was telling me, you are failed. 20 years old, no girlfriend, no friends, no career, wrong university.
But they don't know that you are on a mission, you're on a purpose. This is why you do what you do.
I was just a young guy that was late in life.
And that was the definition then. What is your definition of success now?
And today, my definition of success is more holistic. People chase money. I made millions. But then when you look around and you are alone, what is beyond success? So I was training 6 to 8 hours a day, and I was almost going to be a basketball player. And that was my biggest victory, but that injury basically killed my dreams. In the evolution of spirits, who can beat the Indians?
Hello and welcome to Passionpreneur Podcast. This is the place where people transform from ordinary to legendary and join the club, which is 0.01% league of people who are holistically successful. Today in this episode, we have one Italian stallion, a champion who started All Inners in the year 2016 with one objective of helping people to grow in the different areas from finances, from digital marketing. And from there, he has helped so many people today to transform their financial energies and energies of life. He's an author. He is an influencer. He is a coach. He's a mentor. But more than that, he is a soul on a journey to transform and help so many people. And he's become a father as well. Let's welcome our man, Mr. Fabio.
Hi, this is Fabio Gallerani, CEO and founder of All Inners. You're listening to Passionpreneur, go from ordinary to legendary.
Hello, Fabio. Welcome to Passionpreneur Podcast.
Hi, Dev. Thank you for the invitation. It's a blessing for me to be here, sharing the journey with you and inspiring people all over the world.
Congratulations for becoming father, first of all.
Thank you so much.
How was the feeling?
It's a feeling of a real achievement. Because sometimes, you think about success, but it's just a feeling that remember you why you do what you do. And that was amazing.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So what we're going to do, Fabio, is we're going to go real, raw, authentic, and vulnerable in your personal side, right? We look at a lot of people. Most of the people focus on financial success, right from the childhood. For me also, like how do I make money? How do I grow? How do I become successful? But as I became older, I went from 20s to 30s to 40s. My priorities changed. The definition of success changed. And today I have a different set of definition that I go by. So first thing I want to ask you, what was your definition of success when you were in your 20s?
So the backstory is very strong, and maybe we share it in this podcast.
Sure.
But when I was in my 20s, my life was over. Basically, I was lost in life. I did a mistake choosing the university, following the matrix, telling me that I have to do what the society wanted me to do. And I was not ready. I was just a young guy that was late in life. Late in life meaning like losing steps through, the journey. Like I felt I lost my childhood somehow. I lost some steps along the way. Mm-hmm. And also I recently had an injury on my back that almost paralyzed myself. And I was almost going to be a basketball player. And that was my biggest victory. But that injury basically killed my dreams. So I found myself 20 years old, walking around these universities. And I was looking around myself and say, everyone is like kind of lost like me here. Everyone is. So for me, success in that moment was, okay, how do I get out of here? So success was for me to first find a place with higher energy so that I can be motivated to achieve more. I always been competitive, but somehow the society around me was not. So
that time you were in Italy.
I was in Italy. So then I decided to break away, went online. I found a work opportunity in Disney in Orlando. I didn't know what it was. I just applied. And then I went to the one-on-one meeting. And this guy, his name was Benito, typical Italian guy with a gel. Imagine like the Godfather.
The Godfather gel mafia.
It was like a movie. He was telling me why you want to go to America. I say, because I just want to win. I just want to forget what I did in my life until now. So for me, success was just I don't call it revenge, but was
proving yourself,
proving myself to all of these people that were telling me you are failed. And the first person that was telling me I was a fail was my father.
Really?
My father was telling me, you are failed. 20 years old, no girlfriend, no friends, no career, wrong university, no purpose. So I said, you know what? Break away. Went to US. There I find bigger energy field. And there is where I started my hero's journey. So for me, success in the 20s was just making money to detach from the matrix.
That's interesting. And there was some time you said that, there was a time in your life where 14, 15 people, everybody was looking up to you.
Yeah.
What was the time? What was the period? Today, of course, you're a multimillionaire, running great company, impacting so many lives in Italy. That movement has started there. Now it's spreading in global world.
Yeah.
But that time, what was that situation like?
So the situation was somehow I was the outsider, the guy that was not somehow being integrated in society. So in sports, I always find my way out. Was a way for me to prove myself. So I was training 6 to 8 hours a day to become a basketball player, because that was my dream. Even in high school, I was looking at basketball stuff all day long. But at some point, I had this back injury, and my life was over. I find myself paralyzed in the bed. And the fact that I was an only child, no cousins, nobody around me, and all my parents, grandparents, uncles, they were looking at me and say, will you make it? So I had this pressure, because sometimes you have, brother and sister, you complain because you don't have a lot of attention from your parents, but I had all the attention of the world. Everybody was expecting something, because then I was paralyzed in the bed. And then I was placed into the hospital because I start having dizziness. So beside being paralyzed, my father was, it was 2008, 2009, there was a crisis. He lost his job. He was in the motor industry. So he was home looking at me and say, you are failed. I was paralyzed. And then I was being basically what you call I break down. I was burnout. So I started to have these symptoms of burning out. When you walk in the
whole world is dizzy and
then I was in this room in the hospital with 8 years old next to me. That was a wake-up call. When I enter, he say to me, what are you doing here? I say, I don't know, I'm sick. And he say, you are too young to be sick. The day after he died.
That person was how old?
8 years old.
80.
I was in this sector in the hospital where they put people that are basically hopeless. I was in that category. And in that period also my father was burning out because he has a failed child, and he was in the hospital too. So my mom was home alone.
Father hospital, you hospital.
My brother, my uncle was heavily depressed. And my father was hyper heavily depressed. So this person, my grandfather, was so depressed, that was depressing all the family. So I came back home. My father came back home. The situation was getting worse. One morning, we got a call. Was the police. My uncle suicide from the skyscraper in front of my house.
Because of depression?
Yeah, he was 36 years old. Was the closest to me. I mean, was not as young as me, but was another person that maybe could do something in life. So after his death, I remember walking below this skyscraper. I say, no more. Now I have the pressure of bringing my family on, breaking the chain of poverty. We were not wealthy. It was all on me. So long story short, that's why I went to the US, because I needed to succeed from it.
So you felt a lot of pressure then?
Yeah. And maybe that pressure is what caused my back injury.
And that's interesting, by the way. A lot of those back injuries or wounds or illness actually comes from our childhood traumas.
Exactly.
And that's what I've been studying and fascinated. And now you've also entered the field of energy and cosmic energy. Those inner wounds actually becomes the negative energy which show up in your body. Right? And that's something probably was happening at that time. And that was the definition then. What is the definition of success now?
And today, my definition of success is more holistic. Is more like, okay, when you make a lot of money, people chase money they make. I made millions. But then when you look around and you are alone, what is next? What is beyond success? and I started to create this concept called beyond success. What is beyond success? Beyond success is holistic success. For me now is family, is significance, is impact. So right now, the crazy thing, and you know that, is that you start making a lot more money when your focus on success switch from money to other people.
And that's very interesting. And I still remember my life, how it shifted, because, I was 36 years old at that time when I realized, what am I doing? Just chasing money blindly. And my definition of success in 20s was get a good job, make more money, and that's you're successful. Because I come from similar background, poor, slums and all that. My definition of success changed. Today, I look at 5 pillars of life, like how you also look at different pillars of life.
Yeah.
I look at 5 pillars of life, which is first is mental and emotional. Second is physical pillar. Third is a spiritual pillar. Fourth is a financial. And fifth is the social, which is the relationship. So if I had to ask you honestly, right? No bullshit, right? No just showing that we are the best. We are all work in progress. We are not perfect human beings. Out of all these pillars, how do you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest? Let's talk about mental and emotional right now.
Right now, mental and emotional, let's say 7.
7.
I'm getting better.
That's good. I like that. A lot of people, interesting. And let's talk about physical pillar, like health-wise.
I'm at 5 because I was an athlete and I know how far away I am from that conditioning.
Interesting.
Yeah, 5.
Let's talk about spiritual pillar.
That's 9.
That's 9.
Yeah.
Just about 1.5 years ago, how much was it?
3.
3. And we're going to deep dive into this because a lot of people don't understand the power of spirituality. You made millions, but yes, you were still...
3.
What is the word that will describe 3?
I was dead inside.
Dead inside.
Yeah.
Man.
I was like making millions because society was looking at me, expecting me to make success. But then I realized I was alive in the body, dead in the spirit.
That's crazy.
So 3 is even too high.
I remember some conversations, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about financial success on a scale of 1 to 10.
Right now, for my potential that I realized, now I give myself a 7.
Interesting. And the social, which is the relationship?
1.
1?
Yeah, I'm rebuilding it from scratch.
1?
1.
Wow.
1 because I have so much to give. I mean, for people out there, maybe even a 7, 8, you are a success. I know a lot of people.
Yeah.
But from what I want to be as a person for others, as a real friend, not business friend, like real relationship, I start from scratch. Right now is 1.
Interesting. So your relationship is one of the weakest pillar right now.
Yeah.
And which is the second weakest?
I think physical health because I have a high standard.
Okay.
But
let's talk about spirituality and then we'll talk about physical and the relationship, because I don't want these podcasts for people who are like, oh, these are great people making money, their perfect life. No, there's no perfect life.
No.
There's always work in progress. And, we'll go beyond just the money, just beyond making millions, because making money, would you agree, is the easiest in life?
It's the easiest because when you learn skills, especially marketing and sales.
Yeah. So making money is the easiest. That's what most of the people think, that, making money is the hardest.
No, it's very easy.
Money is the easiest. Just creating the holistically successful life.
Yeah.
That is probably hardest because you're looking at all the 5 pillars, right? Mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, financial, social. And you know what? I call this as a club or league of 0.01%, which is 8 lakh, which is 800,000 people only in the world. You could be a Bill Gates, you could be Jeff Bezos, but not necessarily you're in that league, because just becoming financially wealthy does not mean that you have a holistic, successful life. So let's dive into spirituality.
Yeah.
And, you were making millions, right? You proved yourself from being that person who was a failure as per your father to becoming successful as per your father or your family.
Yeah.
But inside, you were dead.
Yeah.
What was that feeling like? And describe that feeling that you had, and what did you do to overcome that?
So basically, when COVID helped me a lot to focus and succeed financially, because I was just working. And then I had this team of people that are amazing. They work remotely. Our culture is strong. They are motivated, but I felt empty. It's like I was seeing the number coming in, but then I remember walking down the beach in the summer with my wife, And I was feeling so empty. I was saying, yeah, everybody look up at me like I'm the mentor. I was one of the main sales innovator in Italy. We brought closing with the
You're actually the number one salesperson in Italy.
Yeah, I'm the number one sales trainer in Italy right now.
Yeah.
But sales is you give me money and I give you a service. But that was not enough for me. So when you get paid, but you don't get fulfilled by getting paid, you start feeling empty. So I was in Ibiza, which was for me a point of reborn in my life. I went there after US in 2011. I started doing events, but my events were more like on the spiritual side. Ibiza has two sides. Nighttime is total craziness.
Nightlife.
Daytime is the most spiritual place in the world because there is this huge rock, it's called Esvedra, is the third magnetic point in the world. So that was a huge spiritual awakening place. So the awakening happened in a place that has enough energy to awaken. Many people look for awakening and spirituality in places where it's not possible. There are places for awakening spirituality and places to make a lot of money. Dubai is a place to make a lot of money.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm going to come to that as well because I've experienced this myself, that places have energy.
Yeah.
And whatever place you go in, you consume that energy.
Yeah.
Right. And Dubai needs a lot of spiritual energy.
Yeah.
Right. It has a lot of materialistic success. There's a good vision.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good life as well, in terms of comfort, in terms of ease, but a lot of spirituality can be instilled because I see a lot of people telling me that people in Dubai have a lot of money, but they're seeking peace of mind, time freedom, relationship.
Yeah.
Right. And coming back to that, the change. So you went deep into.
So basically one day,
world.
The mentor arrives when you are ready.
Yeah.
So in Ibiza, there are a lot of spiritual practitioners, like spiritual, I can say facilitators. I went to this, it was called Kundalini Awakening process. Basically, you lie down and you surrender. And when you are a business person, surrender your mind is the hardest thing to do.
Because you already have a lot of labels and tags in your head. I'm this, and you know yourself a certain way.
Yeah, you build this mask.
Yes.
And that mask is your identity that can protect you from people that didn't believe in you. So when you have this mask is heavy. I don't want people to think it's a light mask. It's like the heaviest material mask. So you go around like this. Yeah. So I went to this event. And the facilitator told us, surrender. For me, surrender was a verb that I never considered. I said, surrender?
Yeah.
It's impossible. And in that session, I surrender. Something weird happened to me. I never believed in chakras, energy. I always believe we are a body, making money and die.
Yeah.
And just win more. And all inners, our movement was, win more, no plan B, kill your enemies, whatever. But in that session, I felt the chakras opening. That was what people call awakening moments.
Yeah.
When the chakras open, I start having vision. And the first thing I see is my uncle in the, I remember his face when we closed the coffin.
Oh, coffin.
And from that moment, my adventure start, my revenge start. So from that moment, I see all the people in my life coming in, and I understand why I met these people. And also something very hard for me happened because I see also that I use the people for success. When you your team to do more, achieve more. And the first thing I did after that, first of all, was the first time I was awakened. I was seeing the energy in the trees. I was seeing everything alive, even the rocks with life force.
Wow, that's interesting.
So there, the first thing I did, I take the phone, call my ex-sales manager. She was a friend of mine. And I say, sorry. I just realized why I met you and why you helped me to achieve this that I achieved.
And what was her reaction?
She was very pleased because sometimes people that work with you in business, they just want to feel considered, and also they give you a lot of energy. But in business, we just think we are entitled to people helping us,
Because we're paying them.
Yeah, you're paying them. So that's why I place one in my relationship, because I want to have relationships that are not because I pay you. And then the spirituality start growing in my life. I went deeper. I start healing. I start dressing white and not red and black. I was dressing red and black, speaking about sales.
Yeah.
And then, just taking off layers, because these are layers. Even these, it's white. I'm not comfortable like this.
Yeah, but even our body is a layer.
Yeah,
body
is a layer.
Body is just a layer. It's the suit that we wear.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And that changed your life.
Everything.
How do you feel now when you say, you said 9?
Yeah. Right now, I feel, when I feel I know my mission, and your life is two-way. Not when you're born and when you realize you have just one, maybe, but when you're born and when you find why you're born.
Yeah.
And that's a mission. But as you say, passion is first. And if you awaken, mission is next. So if you unite passion and mission, but you cannot say I'm on a mission if you're not awakened. How do you know you're awakened? You know why you do what you do, and you don't do it for yourself and for the money anymore.
That is powerful. That is powerful. I want you guys to make a note. And I love what the conversation we're having is, how do you know that you're awakened? How do you know that you're alive?
Yeah.
Is you know your passion and you know your mission, and then you pursue that with your whole heart.
Yeah, exactly.
That is when you're awake. And that's when the magic starts to happen. For me, it happened at the age of 36, when I realized, why am I alive? Why am I going to job? Why am I making money? It's beyond money, beyond name, beyond fame.
Yeah.
Right? I see a lot of youngsters running after a lot of fame.
Yeah.
Let's just make TikTok videos. Let's make this. Let's make, let's just, show this. Now, nothing wrong in expressing and showing off and things like that. But that will become like a shallow success.
Phase one. Let's call it phase one.
Phase one. Yeah. That's just a phase one. And if you don't go deeper into knowing what makes you come alive, why do you exist? What is your purpose? What, makes you wake up in the morning to say that, wow, what a beautiful day. I'm alive. I get to do this. Until then, you're still in phase one, which is how we were in our early 20s. And, for me, even early 30s also still was that, right? Now, let's come to the other pillar of life, spirituality, we've covered. Let's talk about relationship.
Yeah.
And you gave yourself one.
Yeah.
Have you been one from the beginning, or you realized that you were different earlier and now you're one?
Well, in entrepreneurship, you isolate yourself a lot. So basically, it's a choice. If you don't isolate from, you choose 0.001, right? The holistic success. I agree on that. But I believe the society is divided in two major, group of people, 96% and the 4%. I call the 4% the all-inners, because they are the one that want to know why they are here. They just have a feeling of wanting to achieve. These people must be protected at all costs. 96% of people will never awake, will never listen to this podcast, will never understand what it means to reach that level of consciousness. But relationship for the 4% is not easy, because they have to isolate from the crowd. They have to decide to get skills to learn. So
96% people more like zombies. They're just running and waking up alive. I don't know why they're alive. And I was one of them.
Yeah.
No mission, no purpose, nothing. And they're just going and just
like
living normal. It's a matrix.
The movie,
right.
the same.
And a lot of people say, but Dave, why are you against those people? Why? I think I'm not against.
Yeah.
I'm here because I know that if they are awakened, they can do more for themselves. They can do more for other people, for their family, for the society. They can actually achieve more, and they'll have more fulfillment.
Yeah.
Right? But they're not awake. They're good people, but they're not awake. But they're living like a zombie. Right? Yeah. So those 96 people try to pull you into their community and tell you, relax, it, take it easy. What is there to do hard? All those things. You already have enough money.
Yeah.
All that, but they don't know that you are on a mission. You're on a purpose. This is why you do what you do. So you protect yourself and you seclude yourself from that community of mediocre people or zombies. and then you follow your path, and that's why you become little siloed or alone, and you start feeling lonely a little bit.
It's mandatory to isolate. But when you isolate, you have to connect with other people. So for example, my relationship right now, I give it at a 1 because I don't consider work relationship, that's a 10. Because people working with me in the mission is a 10.
Yeah.
I consider my team like my family. But I don't think that's the correct thing. Because 96%, they have a lot of social life, but they are on a lower level of consciousness. They call it below 200. There is this scale by Dr. David Hawkins.
Yeah, I share this with my mentees as well. That the energies and emotions of vibrations. Every emotion has a vibration, and 200 is minimum, which is the courage.
Minimum courage.
Yeah.
So below 200 is the 96%.
Yeah.
A lot of social life, but it's a social life of blaming, so of backstabbing. I don't want that kind of relationship. For the 4%, our vision is to create a society tailored for these people to thrive and find their mission. And I also think that people that awaken and find their mission is at 0.4%. So it's even harder. But at least you are together.
Yeah.
But in my case, relationship will improve when finally I don't just pay people to have a relationship with me, because that's what I feel. You are in my team, I pay you, you can listen to me. But real friends is another thing. For example, in my childhood, I still have real friends that are with me today.
Interesting.
That's more important for me because some of them are in the 4%. So that's a real relationship. And between me and you, this is a real friendship because I don't pay you.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not my employee.
Yeah.
We're not partners.
I don't pay you for this podcast either.
Exactly. So this is what I look for.
Yeah, real.
They call it business friend, but this is not a business friend. This is a real friendship. People that share the same vision.
Yeah. And
they believe there is something more beyond success.
And you won't believe, guys, just to give you behind the scene, the connection that we have built is, last time, I don't know, we met few times. Last time we met, when you were sharing, things, you allowed me the window to tell you that, Fabio, isn't that ego?
Yeah, it was ego.
Yeah. And
before.
Yeah, we had this conversation, like, when you're saying that, this thing, and this thing, I only allow this. I said, is it not that ego? And the beauty of the friendship is you're open. You don't have your guard up.
Yeah.
Like how, if you're other outsiders, and like, how do you call I'm egoistic person, this thing? But because we have that real relationship, you opened up and then you said, that's you right. And it's ego. Tell me about that ego.
Yeah, so basically, even after awakening, because it was October 2022, my awakening was 27 July. You have to keep that level of consciousness. It's not granted. Some people say that you have these events of, how do you call it? In India, you call it of when you find awakening. What is the name?
Enlightenment?
Enlightenment. There was, I will remember about it. Okay. So after a few months, I come back to Dubai. Dubai has an energy. This is awaken because here every 5 times a day you hear the prayers of the mosque. I didn't ever notice that. That's spirituality in the society, but people ignore that. So here there is a field of energy that is all success, phase 1 success, as we call it.
Yes.
So I was suddenly from Ibiza to here. I was suddenly in a matrix that is, let's call it the 4% matrix. Because I think Dubai is the worldwide center of the 4%. The winners.
Everybody's attracted now.
Come here. Okay. But there is a matrix there too, because you can enter in a matrix where you just
get into the shiny object, materialistic things, money, monetary success.
So I found myself in this field. I was new to awakenings. I couldn't reconnect with my mission anymore. So I started doing things again for my ego. And my ego say, okay, you have this group. These people can join. These people cannot join. But who are you to tell someone that they do not belong to 4%? So when you told me that, I realized that I cannot put a label on you and say, you are one of us and you are not. I like people of the 96% because they remember me, who I was. But I cannot tell you, you don't belong. You don't have the right to discover this purpose that is beyond,
That's interesting.
So After that, basically, I also realized in my community, we had a lot of people that, in Matrix, they put the cable on your neck.
Yeah.
A lot of clients were depending on my energy.
Yeah.
That's not good. When you do coaching and mentorship, sometimes you don't realize it because that's a metaphysic, but you are drained by other people. So basically, it's all about awareness and realizing that you are important, but you're just here for an experience, and everyone else can be like you, or maybe it's you, and they're just a mirror.
I love it. Powerful.
Yeah.
I can actually see, because I think, how long have you known each other? 4, 5 years, 6 years?
Yeah. First
Yeah.
time I met you, we didn't really meet. 2019 in Vancouver.
Yeah, first time even in Vancouver. But that's the transition I've seen from Fabio.
Yeah.
From there, not spiritual to highly spiritual and transform. And yet you've been always humble and open to learn.
Yeah.
What are the things that you're willing to do to improve, or not willing to do, but what do you plan to do to improve all the areas of your life? Do you have like a game plan? Do you have some focus areas that, these are the things I'm continuing to do to make sure that all the pillars of my life are growing together? Because not just money, but all the other pillars.
Well, the first thing I did recently is having a daughter. And so just having her there, her name is Aura.
Aura.
Yeah, Aura, like the spiritual energy.
Yeah.
That's already, like I was at 1, but when she born, now I'm like at 5. Because even having a child is an improvement that is amazing.
Beautiful.
Many people say, I don't want to have a child. Anyone can choose, but my who from the beginning, after the coffin was closed on my uncle, was I'm alone. I need to bring on this family no matter what. And I spent 17 years to first achieve monetary success, and then being sure that I was going to be free to spend time with her. So that's an improvement. On the other side, my aim is to connect with like-minded people like you and share stories and create true relationship like this. Because I don't need to go to a bar to drink a beer to be socially accepted. Yeah. I can just having interesting moments and talks and vulnerable moments like in this podcast relationship. And that's the game plan for the relationship. For the health, I monitor my sleep with a ring, and I eat well. I have a ultra human like glucose monitor here.
Okay.
So I know which food is killing me, which food is not killing me. That's the health plan. And also I follow a blueprint called Longevity Blueprint. I do a lot of testing in my NAD+. But it's better to prevent that, because it seems like I'm 34, but I don't feel like 34. It's like I lived 30 years of my life in 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So that take a toll on your
body.
life. So phase 1 success will take a toll on your body.
Yes. Body, relationship, you will sacrifice a lot.
Yeah.
One advice for all the people who are watching this, if they want to create a holistic success of life, like, of course, without money also life is not easy, right?
Yeah.
So having money also is important. But what is the advice you want to give to the viewer if they want to achieve holistic success and want to get into the 0.01% league of the holistic successful people? What should they start focusing on?
Okay, step number 1, you have to find your passion. Because without a passion, you will never get enough energy to do that. So passion will let you have, let's call it one reality energy. And by one reality, I mean the reality you see here. This is not a concept I developed, but is one of my mentors. His name is Randy. And passion gives you energy in the 3-dimensional reality. With no passion, you're done. After that, make sure you develop skills, because marketing and sales skills is necessary if you want to build a business. But while you build a business, start earlier, taking care of the pillars, and take 30 minutes, 45 minutes a day, take care of your health. 30 to 45 minutes, take care of your relationship with your wife, with your kids. Just take care of relationship before and not after success, like I did. And then in the path, doesn't matter if you become a multimillionaire or you just make few bucks, because we have one mission, and as soon as you find out your mission, you will attract more or less money. For example, Elon Musk is billionaire because his mission is for sure awakened.
Yeah.
He wants to bring us to Mars, so the universe is giving him 300 billion. You have enough? No, give him more money. So I believe the last step, as soon as you take care of the pillars, is wait for the awakening. You cannot force the awakening. It's just a situation that happened out of the blue. And as soon as you find your mission with your passion, then is game over. I mean, there you tap into a energy that is not human anymore, is the life force. And life force is still unexplained. Nobody knows why we are alive and how it's possible that we have so much energy.
That is beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah. So we all go through a lot of ups and downs of life, right?
Yeah.
Emotional, physical, spiritual. Some ups and downs happen. Sometimes we're feeling low. And there could be moments where you realize everything in your life is not aligned. I remember so many times, it happens that, relationship are not, really taken care of, finances going up and down, and then this is working, this is not working. And I feel low. I have my own mechanism of coming out of it, right? What is your mechanism to come out of the low phase of life?
I believe everything is energy. So, for example, if your relationship is not going good, it's because you are not aligned anymore with that person. People have, I call it expiry date. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be attached to people, because you may have someone join in your life just because they have to teach you a lesson and then disappear. If you try to bring back that person in your life, you will, it's like when there is an interference in the field, you will feel bad, you will get sick. So if you get sick, if you get a burnout, it means there is some interference in your energetic field that is telling you something. It's all signal. When you get sick, something is happening. And when I feel low, I just wait. Because sometimes we are so into the action that we just don't understand the world doesn't work like that. When you go to Africa, you see people going very slow. You know why they go slow? Because they are connected with the frequency of the earth, which is not what we live in. When you reconnect with the earth, you start realizing that if you reconnect with the flow, you can slow down time. Time is an illusion. So if you wait out, you just reconnect with yourself. So instead of going outwards, trying to do something, you go inwards in what my mentor Randy called zero reality. Close your eyes and you realize that the journey is inwards. So if you don't embark on some kind of spiritual practice, that can be three stuff: meditation, yoga, martial arts. If you don't do any of this, you will burn out. You will make a lot of money, but then burn out, and your relationship will not be so good. So my strategy, for example, when I feel like that, I don't pretend that my body gives me the energy. I just do yoga, I connect with the source, and then I feed myself with prana.
Beautiful.
Yeah. That's what one of my
looks
coaches
like you have Indian soul, man.
Yeah. And then also I realized in one of my investigations, there was from India in the 1500s. So maybe I'm an Indian.
Oh, really? You had that?
Yeah, because I have too many ties with this kind of
energies and
energy. And I think also, Indians are really beyond evolution. I mean, people look at the East and they say, these people are too spiritual. Maybe yes, like Osho was saying, there is a balance, you should also live in this three-dimensional reality.
Yeah.
But in the evolution of spirits, who can beat the Indians? The yoga tradition is amazing.
Interesting. I love it. And a lot of people watching this, this is beyond our normal business conversation, that how you make money, because this is the truth. Because ultimately what really matters is, are you a peaceful, happy, fulfilled soul? That's what it is, and then you cannot be happy, peaceful, fulfilled soul if you do not go inside and tap into your inner world. So whatever low moments that you going through, what Fabio mentioned is powerful, that go inside, take a pause, go inside and do some meditation, yoga, take a break. Life is not just hustle, hustle, hustle. A lot of Western culture, people say, hustle hard, hustle till till you die dead, drop dead in energy. No, man, you cannot hustle your way to success. You need to work hard, yes. But that hustle is going to result only in burnouts if you do not have the muscle of spirituality, if you do not have muscle of meditation, if you do not focus, your energies and improve your energies. Your physical energy will not improve, mental energy will not improve, your spiritual energy will not improve, your social energy will not improve. Then what are you going to do with the financial energy? Right? Yeah. Just having a lot of money, but not having peace does not make sense, right? So thank you, Fabio, for sharing this insight.
Thank you.
Let's ask some fun question.
Yeah.
Before we go, if you had an opportunity to have a dinner with somebody, dead or alive, who would you like to have dinner with and why?
Even in the past?
In the past, whoever it could be.
I would have
you can bring that person back to life.
With a real few that awaken for real in this timeline, like Jesus Christ, Krishna, and whatever, and Siddhartha,
Gautam
Buddha, which is Buddha.
Yeah.
Because I want to see these people, I want to feel their energy. Many people will say, I want to, either with a billionaire, but there is a reason why there are few religions. And an awakened soul can contrast a lot of low energy. So I just want to see these people were humans. They were not like, maybe they were special. They were the chosen one. Who knows? I just want to, even eat drink a glass of water with them, just to feel their energy. Yeah. And also in the recent times, I like Osho. I think he was disruptive in the way he sees spirituality, because he say, be spiritual, but also, don't forget that you are alive and just enjoy life and make money. There's no problem in spirituality making money, because when you expand your energy field, you attract money, you attract relationship, you attract everything. You become a magnet. So the spiritual leader, I like them better than billionaires or crazy hustle people that just want to feed their ego, basically.
I just love it, man. I just love it. Thank you so much for coming, sparing your time and sharing your special, vulnerable side of your life and the journey, and being very authentic and raw. I'm sure people watching this, they're really, really connected with your authentic self, and another Indian soul, right, in you has connected with a lot of Indians as well. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, Dev, for giving me the opportunity of speaking really about true self. True self is important to be shared with the world. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you for watching this. And if you like this episode, let me know which part really, really connected with you to the deeper part of you. Like, oh, wow, I never thought that, this side of life is important. I thought this was important. And it's all about realigning yourself so that you can get into the club of extraordinary human beings, souls who are 0.01% people on this earth. So thank you for watching Passionpreneur episode, going from ordinary to legendary and getting into that club of holistically successful people. This is Dev Gadhvi. Check out other podcasts. I'll see you soon.